Hi everybody, we are going live. It's our first live of the new year 2024 and we are kicking it off with an unboxing of the winter box. So hope for all of you to join me now if you can live, but don't worry if you walk into this live late or you need to leave or miss some of it. We will post it to the channel as well as onto our YouTube. I'm Dr. Fahs. I'm the creator of Dermy Box. We are going to be walking through the entire winter 2023 skincare box. I'm going to be unboxing all of it and then we're going to be answering any of your winter skincare questions. So feel free to add your questions as they come in and hopefully we'll get to all of them today. Happy New Year. I'm so excited for a new year. I am just feeling like 2024 is going to be a good year. Hopefully, I pray. I'm also 9 months postpartum at this point, which is not something people typically celebrate, but I'm just going to go ahead and celebrate it for myself because it is a journey being pregnant, as many of you know, and going through the postpartum period, having your body change so many times, and just dealing with all the changes that we go through as women, dealing with a newborn, getting a newborn on a schedule. So I feel like I'm just emerging from this postpartum fog finally, and I feel like I have just a lot more energy and a lot more excitement heading into the new year. Hopefully you guys have been doing well. I'd love to hear what's new with you. We're gonna dive into this box. There's a lot in here. Like, this was a pretty packed box. So if you got this for the holidays, or if you got this back in December when it first came out, or if you're just thinking about it and you want to see what's inside before you make a decision, this unboxing is for you. So we're gonna dive right in. What should we start with? Let's start with a fan favorite, which is Vichy. We included the Vichy Mineral 89 72-hour moisture boosting cream in this box. I love a thick moisturizer, THICC moisturizer for the winter time. Everybody needs a thick moisturizer in their routine, and I reach for these types of creams usually in the evenings. I don't love doing a thick moisturizer during the daytime. Like, I just feel like I get oily with one, but technically you can use this morning or night. I lean for this mostly in the evenings when I feel like my skin is either super dry or I'm needing a little extra hydration. That's when I'll reach for a cream like this. But thick moisturizers like this one from Vichy that's in our winter box are also really good for the nights that you're using actives like retinol and you're worried about a skin reaction. So retinols in general, huge, big subject, but in general, a lot of people when they start using a retinol feel like their skin can't tolerate it, or they give up really easily because they get super flaky, or they're not sure what products to combine them with. When you're using a retinol-based product, because it's improving your skin cell turnover, you really want to take it easy with the rest of the skincare products you use. But a great product to pair a retinol with is a nice thick moisturizer that's going to be soothing and restorative to the skin, like this one from Vichy. So one tip for you, if you are thinking about adding in a retinol, maybe you're postpartum like myself and you're getting back into your retinol routine, but you're worried about the flaking or the irritation or the purging that everybody talks about that happens in the beginning, pair that retinol with a thick moisturizing cream so that you can really help to seal that skin, restore the skin barrier, and allow your skin to readjust. Another really good thing that these types of thick moisturizing creams are nice for are the neck area. How many of you actually moisturize your neck? Stop and think about it. We put so much emphasis on what we do on our face that oftentimes we forget about everything else on the body, right? So one rule of thumb for myself when I do my skincare is anything extra, I just drag down to my neck. Also, I think my aunt used to do this when I was younger, but she would tell me, like, don't pull your products this way, pull them up this way. I don't really know that that's a thing. I don't do that. But for example, let's say I put on a serum and have a little extra on my hands or a little bit of moisturizer and there's a little extra, I'll just drag it down to my neck, décolleté area. This is an area that's often neglected. People are doing so much work, so much emphasis on the face, and then they forget this area. Then years down the road, they'll be like, oh, hey, I've noticed this area is looking really weak. It's looking older. It's getting wrinklier. Are there things I should be using on my neck? And then they're in search of a neck cream. You don't need to use a neck cream. You can just use all the products that you use on your face, drag down onto your neck, and really put emphasis on taking care of this area so that you're not trying to play catch up in the long run. I hope that makes sense. This Vichy moisturizer has their mineral rich 89 water, which I just find very soothing and strengthening to the skin, but also has hyaluronic acid and a couple of other hydrating ingredients. It is thick, like I said. So I personally prefer to use mine in the evening, but you can technically use it morning or night, especially if you're somebody who struggles with really dry skin. I'm more on the combination to oilier side, so I'll use this more in the evening time when I'm looking for a little bit of like restoration to my skin. Hi to everybody joining. I love how many people are on here. Thanks for being here. Feel free to add your questions if you have any skincare questions and I'll get to them. Okay, let's keep going. Why don't we do the combo of the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Eco Pads and then the micellar water. So I wanted to include both of these products, not just one or the other, so that you could really actually do this in your routine and not give me an excuse about why you don't know how to use micellar water or you don't know what to put it on with or where it goes in your routine. So these two, technically two separate products, but use them together. First of all, I'm gonna do this real up close. This Eco Pad comes with 3 of them and they're so soft. Like, look at how fluffy and soft these are. So if you like to use cotton rounds like myself, this is a nicer eco-friendly version. These last for over 1,000 washes. So a way you could use these is use them during the week, toss them in your washing machine. Be careful if your washing machine like loses socks and stuff, maybe consider putting these in a little garment bag or like one of those underwear bags before you wash them, and then you use them again. So you can definitely use these over and over and over again, over 1,000 washes. And I just like how soft they are. I find that they're just a lot more gentler. So feel free to try that out. I don't know if you can hear that little ASMR. Okay, this is what you would do though. These along with the micellar water. Micellar water, if you don't already know, works like a magnet. So when you want to remove your makeup, right, the traditional way a lot of us have learned how to remove makeup was with a makeup wipe. And I used to do those too. I thought that was the thing to do. And then I realized, and you probably will notice this if you pay attention, if you use a makeup wipe, after you're done wiping your skin with the makeup wipe, take a look at your skin. Have you actually cleansed your skin, number one? Number two, is your skin really red and irritated after using the makeup wipe? More than likely, yes. And so I find that makeup wipes, number one, are just irritating for the skin, but two, they don't really do a good job of removing your makeup. So micellar water is a good alternative to that. It works like a magnet. Micelles literally pick up and gravitate towards dirt and oil, your sunscreen, your makeup, and they'll just pick it up without all the extra need of like harsh rubbing or scrubbing of the face. So you can do this in a few ways. You can use this first, put it on an Eco Pad, rub it all over your face, and some people like that double cleanse method where they'll start with this and then cleanse with a second cleanser just to like get a really good fresh. You can use this after your first cleanse. So for example, I like to combine this with a cleansing balm. I'll use a cleansing balm, emulsify all my makeup, rinse it off, and then I'll put some micellar water on a cotton round, and I'll really make sure to clean around my eyes and get all my eye makeup off. I'll get really close for my mascara. Don't sleep with that stuff on your lashes. That's not good for your skin long term, not good for your eye health long term. So I'll make sure I get a really good clean with the micellar water, and anything that my cleansing balm has not removed, I'll get it really nice and cleaned off. One tip though is when you cleanse around your eye with micellar water or with anything, approach it with a little bit of caution, right? Approach it with a little bit of gentleness. Your eye skin is the thinnest skin on your body. So you don't need to be aggressive. You don't need to rub. So when you use micellar water around your eye, apply it, make sure it's nice and damp, and then literally just hold it and press around the eye area and just do some gentle back and forth. You do not need to aggressively rub the eye area to get it clean. And I feel like this product is so nice and gentle for around the eye area. It does not sting my eyes. I get really sensitive with certain makeup removers around the eye. I don't have that issue with this one. And this blue top one in particular is good for waterproof makeup. So if you wear like a waterproof mascara or anything like that, and you really want to make sure you get it off, this is the product for you. Okay, so that's the Garnier Micellar water and the eco-friendly cleansing pads. There's 3 of them, and again, you can wash them up to 1,000 times. Okay, what should we do next? Oh, on the same wash topic, I guess. This is a brand Floss out of Canada, actually. I got them in PR and I really enjoyed this gentle cleanser, so I figured we would put it in the box. What I love about a gentle cleanser is you don't need to do too much, right? This is a product that can be used every single day. There's nothing super intense about it. It will not irritate your skin. Cleansing should just be a basic step. So you don't have to get too fancy. And actually, I personally cleanse my face in the shower. I do that every morning in the shower. I have a cleanser inside my shower and I'll cleanse my face in the shower. I don't know who made up this rule on social media that we can't cleanse our face in the shower. You're already washing. Like, why can't we just wash our face? I would say if you use scalding hot water, then maybe turn it down a bit before you wash your face, just so that you're not overly drying your skin, but you shouldn't be using hot water anyways. So I would suggest if you're somebody who's kind of lazy to get your skin cleansed, or you're just looking to save on a step, put your facial cleanser in the shower, morning or evening. Just make it convenient for yourself. Don't use your body wash on your face. I don't like those all-in-one products, face, body, everywhere. That's probably not a good idea. Your face deserves some respect. Use a separate facial cleanser, but stick it in your shower because you're more than likely to use it that way. And then you're not also standing at the sink for an extra, step. So I think that's super easy. Somebody just asked a question. I'm 2 weeks postpartum. Fingers are so dry from washing my hands constantly. Nothing works. Recommendations. I got you, girl. That leads us right into our hand cream. Okay, this Elta MD So Silky hand cream is literally the perfect name. So silky. This is such a nice, luxurious hand cream, but it is going to soothe and protect your skin, and it's not going to feel greasy. Your hands are going to be soft and silky, but not that like greasy, overly like yuck, I have a really, really thick moisturizer on and I don't like it. So if you're somebody who struggles finding a hand cream, put this in your bag, put it on the go, put it next to your sink where you wash your hands, put it in your car. I put a lot of skincare products in my glove compartment. I don't do that in the summer months without protecting them in some sort of case. In the summer months, I'll use our Dermy Box summer skincare insulated bag. I think we still have some of those in stock on the website, but it's insulated so your products don't overheat. So it's good for like hot car or beach days. But in the winter months, I will put a lot of skincare in my glove compartment and just do skincare on the go. And one of those is definitely going to be hand cream, because guess what? You always notice dry hands when you see your hands on the steering wheel. Like, that is the time that I notice it the most. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need lotion, and you never have lotion on you. So do yourself a favor and just put it in your glove compartment if you're somewhere in the cooler months so it won't go bad. But one tip that I can offer you, if you are struggling with really dry, cracked hands from overwashing, lots of people in healthcare deal with this. I actually just talked to one of the staff at my son's preschool who is constantly washing her hands with soap and water to stay clean around the kids, teachers especially. Anybody who's doing a ton of hand washing during the day, soap and water are so irritating to the skin. Actually, if I had to choose between using soap and water or a hand sanitizer, I would go with a hand sanitizer, because oftentimes the water we're using is too hot, the soap we're using is too irritating, and we're doing that action over and over and over without replenishing the skin barrier. So if you can get in the habit of, after you wash your hands or after you sanitize, putting on a layer of moisturizer, you're less likely to get that skin breakdown to the point where the skin actually cracks open and then you're trying to heal it. But let's say you got to that point, okay? Let's just say it's the evening, you're looking at your hands, you're in pain, your fingers are irritated, you want to do something. Overnight is the best time to restore your hand skin because you're not going to be using your hands, you're going to bed. So the things you would need is a good moisturizer. So you could put this guy. You need a thick ointment. I mean, just how perfect is that? Like, how perfect is that? We couldn't have timed that question better. Thank you, girl. Good ointment, good moisturizer, and gloves. You can do cotton gloves, which you can find at the drugstore. In the wound care aisle, there's usually like white cotton gloves that you can get, or you can get like medical nitrile gloves. Pick some gloves and get a good moisturizer and a good ointment. Here are the steps that you do. You put on your moisturizer first on your hands. You put on a layer of ointment on top of that. Okay, so on top, your hands are gonna be a grease ball, okay? Don't freak out, you're going to bed, girl. You don't need to worry about this. Put your hands in the gloves and then go to sleep. If you're somebody who likes to scroll social media, which we all shouldn't be doing, but I'm guilty of doing that at night, you can cut a little hole for your finger so that you could still use your finger while you have your gloves on. But most of us busy humans are too busy during the day to be remembering hand care. So evening time is a great time to restore your hands. So use that tip. Moisturizer, ointment, some sort of gloves, wear them overnight, take it off in the morning. Your hands will feel so much better. By the way, dermatologists invented slugging. We just didn't come up with a cool word for it. Like, you know, this generation is really good at coining phrases, and we're always like, oh, we already recommended that. We just didn't have a good name for it. So slugging, the idea of slugging, taking an ointment and adding it on as a last layer, that is literally something we've been preaching for decades. Why is that helpful? We're going to move on to this CeraVe healing ointment. It's helpful because ointments are occlusives. Ointments are covering an area, occluding an area, basically blocking that transepidermal water loss from evaporating off the skin. So ointments literally create a seal on top of the skin. That's how they work. For example, somebody with eczema, your dermatologist may tell you, put on your moisturizer or put on your prescription product and then put an ointment on top. Literally lock it and seal that in so it has to go into the skin. That's what slugging is. It's just basically creating an occlusive layer on top of the skin so there is no transepidermal water loss. There's no water evaporating back away. You're holding in that moisture into the skin. So getting a good versatile ointment in your skincare routine is something everybody needs. And you can do it in a multitude of ways. So CeraVe Healing Ointment, I like this product. It has petrolatum in it, which you'll find in a lot of ointments, but it also has hyaluronic acid and some ceramides. It is ultra hydrating. You can use it in a number of ways. So let me explain to you different ways I'll use ointments. On my lips, no night goes by without putting a thick layer of ointment on my lips. Whether it's this or another product, I will always go to bed with a very thick layer of ointment on because, again, you're sleeping, your lips are having time to restore themselves, that ointment is sitting there and soothing that dry, cracked skin, you're getting that moisture barrier going, you're not talking, you're not eating, you're not doing things that are going to remove that product. So you are literally allowing it to just baste on your skin for hours and hours and hours. Perfect spot on the lips. Another good area, if you struggle with flakiness around the eyes in the evening, do a thick layer of ointment around your eyes too. And nobody wants to be walking around with like shiny eye skin, right? So again, nighttime is a great time to do this because who cares? You're going to bed. So around the eyes, around the lips, cuticles. If you struggle with like raggedy cuticles or rough cuticles, roughness around your skin, or even cuts or irritation on your fingers, again, ointment on those areas in the evening is a good time to restore. So I hope you're getting the theme here. But this ointment, or really any of these ointments, can be very versatile in your skincare routine. Other ways you can use ointments actually are for babies. So babies will oftentimes need some sort of ointment or protection on their bottom in between diaper changes or with stooling. And using an ointment on baby skin can actually be very restorative and healing. Using an ointment as a moisturizer all over can also be very helpful. Using an ointment on cracked heels or elbows is another really nice option. I think you get the picture. You need an ointment. If you don't have one, try it. See how it changes your skin. Okay, hopefully that answered your question. That was really long, but all of the dry skin things, this box I feel like really does address. Somebody asked, do you have a specific product for extremely dry lips? I always tell patients, stop using lip products and just go to a petrolatum-based ointment and see how much that changes your dryness. A lot of lip products on the market contain irritating ingredients that actually make us feel like we need to keep using the lip product. So there is a product that I used in middle school. It is yellow, a yellow tube with a red cap. I will not name the name, but I think you get the gist. That product in specific, all the cool girlies were using in middle school, so I wanted to be like them and I got it too. Well, it is extremely irritating to the lips, and the ingredients in it actually make your lips worse, and you feel like you need it more, so you apply it more and you go through the product more and you're like, oh, I can't live without this product. No, it's actually probably irritating your lips. All of those tingly lip products that people are posting on TikTok for plumping your lips, yeah, those are lip irritants too. Not a good idea. If you're somebody who licks your lips, we actually have a condition in dermatology called lip lickers dermatitis. Saliva is so irritating to the skin. So constant lip licking can actually over dry your lips even more. You think you're moisturizing them by licking them, you're actually making it 10 times worse. So if you're struggling with dry lips or chapped lips, first thing you should do is step back from the majority of the products you're using and go to a petrolatum-based ointment and put a ton of it on. Even carry it onto the skin of your upper lip all the way around so you really get full healing of the skin, and see if that makes a difference. If it doesn't, you probably need to see a dermatologist. Somebody guessed the product that I was talking about in the comments. You are right. Lady MF Chaos. I love your username. That's so funny. Okay, so we chatted about makeup removal. We chatted about skin cleansing. We chatted about hand cream. We chatted about ointment. The most important part of this whole box, in my opinion, Nioxin Ultimate Power Serum. And not only did I give you the serum, but I gave you a Science of Skincare card all about hair growth. So if you want to learn a little bit more about hair, that is what the Science of Skincare card is all about for your winter box, because I wanted to do a little bit of a deep dive. So on here we have the hair growth cycle, we have causes of excessive hair shedding, and we have some of my tips for healthy hair. So I always try to include these Science of Skincare cards with something that I think would be a little bit more of a deep dive for you to really help you learn about a specific product. Okay, what is Nioxin's Ultimate Power Serum? A lot of you got this product and you're like, what's going on here? What is this? I've never heard of this. How do I use this? How do I incorporate this into my routine? Let me first tell you, I was a little skeptical about this product, but I was also very desperate to use something in pregnancy and postpartum that I was like, I need to give this a try. So a lot of times you'll hear about hair growth serums that are tried and true, well-researched, like minoxidil. Minoxidil is an ingredient that prolongs the hair growth cycle. It is in brand name stuff like Rogaine, but also non-branded stuff. You basically import it for any type of hair growth. The problem with minoxidil is you don't want to use it in pregnancy and breastfeeding, and that is like a whole huge set of people. The other problem with minoxidil is a lot of people get irritation with the product, or they don't find it cosmetically acceptable for them, so they don't use it. So there needs to be a better option. Well, Nioxin created this Ultimate Power Serum, and the way it works, the science behind it is mind-blowing. It's so cool. So first mind-blowing fact, your hair follicles have smell receptors. Let me say that again. Your hair follicles have smell receptors, olfactory receptors. They can detect scent and respond to scent. What? Like what? When I read the paper, I read it like 3 times because I was like, what? I didn't know this was a thing. So Sandalore is a synthetic sandalwood fragrance in this product. And the paper basically proves that Sandalore helps to prolong the anagen phase of your hair growth cycle. If you're confused, don't worry, I got you. Anagen phase of our growth cycle is the growth phase. This is where the majority of our hairs should be in. When you're experiencing something like postpartum hair shedding or changes in your diet, nutrition, maybe a health related change, you were hospitalized, you had COVID, a lot of times what happens is our hairs get jolted out of the growth cycle and a lot of them go into the shed cycle. And so on an average healthy scalp, 90% of our hairs should be in the growth cycle, okay? And that leaves 5 to 10% that are usually in the resting and falling out phase. That's normal. That's why you'll hear people say, is it normal to lose hair? Yes, it's normal to lose 100 to 150 hairs a day. That's those 5 to 10% of hairs that are in that shed cycle. When you have a condition like telogen effluvium, excessive hair shedding, that means that more than 5 to 10% of those hairs are in a shed cycle. So that's because of some sort of major body change. So what happens is you start to become panicky because you're like, whoa, I'm getting a lot more than this 100 to 150 hairs a day. How do I get my hairs back to their growth phase? Using traditionally products like minoxidil can be helpful because they can transition you back to that anagen phase. Well, that is what the Nioxin Ultimate Power Serum can do too, but it uses your olfactory receptors in your hair, your smell receptors, and it uses sandalwood in this product to push them back and basically promote growth factors that keep the hair follicles in the growth phase and prolong that growth phase. You gotta try it. You just gotta try it. I know it sounds cuckoo, just try it. You know who's the most skeptical person in the world? I hope he's watching. My brother-in-law, okay? My brother-in-law is so skeptical about everything, and he is the biggest critic, even when it comes to like food, dessert, skincare, everything. Do you wanna know what my brother-in-law texted me the other day? Hey, do you have extras of the Nioxin Ultimate Power Serum? Because I like it and I wanna keep using it. I gasped. That was my N of 1 experiment. And I was like, if he likes it, I'm sold. He is super picky. So I packed him a few extras. I'm going to give it to him today. So if you're watching this, you're welcome. But this product works. You just have to give it a try. You want to spray it onto the scalp. Now it says 12 to 15 pumps. I know that sounds like a lot, but the spray is very, very fine. So what I do is in the evenings, after I brush my teeth, I'm getting ready for bed, I'll spray along the top of my hairline, and then I'll part my hair, I'll spray down the top, and then I'll also go to the crown and spray right there. And then I'll just do a quick massage in. It smells good, but if you're sensitive to smells, might not be your product. So just keep that in mind. The fragrance in it is literally there for a reason. So I would say if you don't like fragrance or you're sensitive to fragrance, you may not love the product, but otherwise it's very well tolerated, and bonus, you can use it in pregnancy and breastfeeding, which is why I personally love that it's another option, especially for my patients who are like, hey, I can't use minoxidil and I want to do something. So can I please, get a product? So this I think would be perfect. Somebody just wrote, I love it. I'm almost out, so I have to buy more. Also, I love the smell. I love the smell too, but I do warn people because I try not to include too many fragrances in the boxes, but this one is there for a reason. Somebody's asking, is it okay to rinse hair daily in the shower without using shampoo? Maybe only using conditioner? Yes, depending on your hair type. Hair washing is a whole nother subject, but I tell patients that if you're more oily, you likely need to wash your hair more. If you're on the drier side, you likely need to pause between washes. So if you do have oilier hair, there's no rule that says you can't wash your hair daily. You just have to be careful. If your hair runs on the drier side, that just might be too irritating. Somebody else said, I think the Nioxin smells so good. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys like the smell. Sandalore, or basically like a synthetic sandalwood. Somebody asked, does it help with sluggish or stunt hair growth? So hair growth can also be very genetic too. Like some people can't get past a certain hair length That's nothing that you're necessarily doing wrong. That could be genetic. Even the thickness of our hair can be genetic to a certain degree. So I always tell patients that there are some things that are in our control and some things that aren't. But hair in general can be impacted by so many things. And this is just one aspect of that. As always, and you guys know, I even include this on our pamphlet. If something's not working for you, if you're not seeing results with something, don't discount how helpful it can be to have a dermatologist evaluate your skin, evaluate your hair in person. Nothing replaces that. I try to make this as close to a dermatologist in a box as I can, but I always lead with nothing replaces an in-office visit with a board-certified dermatologist. So that is a skincare box for winter. Don't forget you have your pamphlet in here. It gives you some coupon codes. It walks you through my specific tips. When is our next box? Because that's always somebody's question. The next box is our spring box. That is going to debut in March. It's a good one. I mean, they all are. But I think it's a really good one. And I always say I think it's going to be my favorite one because I just feel like they just keep getting better and better. And that's because of you guys. I really do listen to your feedback. I really do love hearing your feedback. If you missed our end of the year survey, if you're a subscriber and you didn't get a chance to give us some feedback, just send us an email. We'll make sure to have our team read through it and we'll take your feedback into mind. This box has been shaped because of you guys and all of your support. And so I want to continue to do that. 2024 is going to be a fun year. We have the spring box in March. We have the summer box, which I'm already freaking out about. So excited because sun protection, of course, and you guys love that box. We have the fall box and then our next winter box. If you have any other, concerns, you want to message us, feel free to do so. We will get back to you. Other things though you should know about is on the website, if you're new to Dermy Doc Box, you can still grab our fall box before it goes out of stock. And then we also have a few in stock items like our vegan travel organizer, which I can't travel without anymore. It just fits so much stuff. It's so good. You can hang it in your hotel room, bathroom. Love it. We have our summer insulated skincare bag if you're going somewhere hot and you want to make sure your products are safe from the sun. We have our skincare organizer if you're in the organizing mood and you're getting all your skincare together. It's going to be a good year, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here for yet another year of Dermy Doc Box. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your Saturday. If you missed the unboxing, don't worry. It's going to be posted, the full thing, to our channel as well as onto YouTube. And I will see you next season. Bye.